Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to map 2 of Mouse Sports, facing off against Echo Fox. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and I will be your caster for the day. So here we are now, peering into what is going to be the second map between both of our teams. The predictions on the analyst desk were pretty much unanimous. It's going to be Mouse Sports all the way across the board, but we have to give Echo Fox the benefit of the doubt because it was actually the analysts that were predicting they would take map 1 against Mouse Sports. Which was Cobblestone, and well, that didn't really happen. So if you guys are now watching this, I forgot to give you guys the impromptu spoiler alert, and it's just unfortunately how this cookie crumbles. But something that I'm thinking is working against Mouse Sports is the fact that they're opening up with a Deagle on Chris J, and they are sacrificing armor as a result on 3 of their players. Adding to that, typically what you see coming from the CT side is that natural firepower advantage that they can just take advantage of with some ease. And when I say that, I mean, of course, Echo Fox, but it looks like this is going to be an A execute. Is this going to be... No. It's hard to say, but Roka's catching the right timing here. He goes for 1, he gets 3, looking for the 4th, but he gets shut down by Nex, and that may have just been the round-breaking play. Shazam waiting for whoever may be coming back around here. There's actually a toss for a smoke. I'm not sure if, like, identifying what had happened there. We'll check this out in a minute, I guess. I'm not sure what the play was going to be for Mouse Sports in that position. But here it is, Chris J. Gonna finish Sean Garres. What next starts, he finishes, and it's 3 versus 2. They can't afford to get arrogant, and now Chris J is making the play happen. He's hitting those heads with the Deagle. But he is shut down by Rix, and that's going to be Nex getting a refrag. It's now 1 versus 1. Nex does not have the HP advantage here. He does have Kevlar to his advantage, but I think he can only take 1 bullet. Indeed, he can before the second one finishes him off. So that is the pistol round now going to Mouse Sports. Or, excuse me, going to Echo Fox. Check this out. Boom. 1. Tosses the smoke. It was meant to go out for A. There's the triple kill before he's silenced by Nex. So Roka keeping calm, keeping composed, definitely carrying his weight. Not quite even so much as a smirk there, but Echo Fox is not taking any chances on this post-pistol round either. They have 3 rifles. That's 2 FAMASes and an M4 A4 on their guys. Going to be having Freakazoid going forward, getting a little bit of scouting information with that MP9. Runs out of ammo, does find 1 frag, however. But Chris J gets a refrag in the process. It's going to be 1 for 1 at back door, and Dennis is now cleaned up by Shazam. Freakazoid also manages to salvage with 1 HP a FAMAS, which is not too terribly bad. He can probably drop it for one of his teammates, make sure they have enough money for some armor first, and presto changeo, we have an economic lead by the counter-terrorist side. But this should be the eco round coming in for the Mouse Sports side of things. Couldn't manage to get a plant down on the first round or the second round, and thus they don't have enough money for AK-47s here. Looks like that will indeed be the case, as we do see 1 P250 on the board for coming in from Dennis and 1 flashbang from Nico. So this, whatever they are trying to do now, I mean, there's probably only a 10% chance of it succeeding. Freakazoid's going to get 1, but not get that second one before he is taken down. Going to be seeing a refrag coming in the form of a fragmentation grenade from Shazam. And Speedy, well, he takes 1 down, but that's all he can afford before he is down and out himself. That was, of course, Freakazoid, who was on the point there with the MP9 rather. Back in the Source days, it was known as the TMP. But as it stands right now, we're waiting to see what the next move is going to be coming in from the Echo Fox side of things. UMP, double FAMAS, M4, and an AWP. I don't like the looks of this coming up against Mouse Sports for AK-47s and AWP, but anything is possible, really. To put it into perspective, AWP player is almost like the general of a battle in terms of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's typically your high-impact player, the one that can get 20, possibly 30 frags by the end of a round. Or by the end of a map, rather. Freakazoid now is going to be tossing an incendiary. But although it puts Nico in an uncomfortable position, he gets that frag onto Freakazoid. And the guy's no pushover. He was on Cloud9 for the longest time for a reason, and we all remember the summer of Cloud9. Here we go. Nico gonna get refragged by Sean Garris, however. With the UMP, it looks like, is Sean gonna get that AK? He is. And Rix is watching backdoor, lands a headshot onto Speedy, but doesn't take him down, doesn't finish him. Roka making a bunch of noise. Now his position is revealed. He's gonna throw that frag grenade into an unlikely corner. Shazam waiting patiently, will be taking down one, but it's still 2 versus 3 in favor of the T's. He missed a shot onto Speedy. Speedy punishes him for it, and that forces Roka's hand into a very, very difficult to retake position. And judging by the financial level of things from the previous round, this could be a not so pretty force buy, perhaps a quasi buy coming in. But we'll wait and see. Check this out. Nico with that opening frag on a Freakazoid, just immediately nullifying any role he may have in the round. Playing that angle so well. In terms of firepower, it's slightly better, but utilities-wise, it's not looking amazing. We can see that the Kevlar is missing the helmets. And, of course, we are also going to be having lack of utilities from Shazam and Rix. Smokes are all over bomb site A, and it looks like Mouse Sports wants to get in there somewhat quickly. They're still playing their corners. Getting on top of the train is actually going to be next right now. Can be a dangerous location to be at times. Chris J's looking for something here. Roka, he's in connector along with Shazam. Freakazoid at backdoor. He's going to be tossing in that pop flash. He realizes no one went there. He's going to find one before trying to get behind that train car at backdoor. Sean Garris gets a refrag, however, and it's back to 4 versus 3 in favor of the CT. Shazam carrying his weight, taking down Chris J. The high impact kill has made way. Next, watching the back door. That's going to be hidden, taking down Rix, but it's him against the world now, 1 versus 3. He hasn't been one of those players who's been known to clutch, but we can probably see him at least try his damnedest. 44 seconds remain. Looks like he might be getting flanked by Roka here very shortly indeed. So with 3 players left alive at the end of the round, they have enough money to make something of a solid buy. We can see some players, if they choose to, will be able to replace their helmets, and it looks like that's indeed going to be the case for a majority of the roster. Mouse Sports going to be in upgraded pistol territory, and that's about it. We will see a Deagle along with Flashbang from Nex. Nico coming through now. Gonna be getting one from Rix. Shazam, another headshot on that. Rix gets another, and that's going to be him getting the triple, while Shazam is going to have to settle for a double. No players fall from Echo Fox side of things. They are going to be able to take that round, to the most part, for the bank. See, these rounds where you've got maybe 4 players dying and 1 player surviving, those are just never pretty at all. They really breed this economically deficient situation for the CT side of things. But you can see already what's being highlighted by our casters, the smoke locations that are tossed on the map. But back to the round at hand, we're going to have 5 Tech 9s and armors coming in from Mouse Sports. They've only managed to score a single round, and it looks like for the time being they could actually potentially be going for a B execute. Most likely that's the case, but they've got enough utilities to at least pull out a decent fake if they want to do it. No one's actually committed to this just yet. They've thrown in the utilities. Are they going for it is a very good question. The flashbangs connect quite nicely with Roka. Freakazoid actually falls to the Molotov, and if it was a fake, it looks like it's going to be real now. Roka is going to find Chris J, take him down, force the bomb drop. Shazam holds his ground quite nicely. Roka's stuck at 2 HP. Shazam misses the shot, but we'll see Roka live to fight another day thanks to the reinforcement from Sean Garris. There it is, double kill. Triple from Shazam, just aiming through the smoke. I'm not sure if he saw the tracers there, if this is some kind of smoke exploit or whatever it was coming from our Echo Fox Opera, but it looks like they are sure as hell off to a nice start on second map. You can see the bank is building for some of these guys. Even if they lose the round, they've got some leeway to work with. We're talking about Freakazoid kind of, being a little bit low on money there, but at the same time, it's not of too terribly much consequence. He'll be the lowest buy going into a following round if they should happen to lose one. Set 1400 to that 2250 that we saw him with, and it'll probably be a Famas and Kevlar, but I wouldn't rule out a teammate dropping a weapon for him should they have, that scenario where one player is left alive, doesn't have enough time to get to the AWP, but that's an entirely situational thing to talk about. Positioning-wise, you can see a majority of the terrorist side is actually stacked up towards backdoor, and still waiting for some kind of an execute to come in from both sides. Or rather, from the terrorist side. What on earth is wrong with me? We do have Sean Garres there with the information. He hears the flashbang. He might even hear Dennis running around a little bit flailingly. He will get the opening frag, but is immediately traded by Speedy. Speedy's just one of those players who just, he doesn't afraid of anything. He stays calm, he aims, he wins for his team. But it's still 4 versus 3 now. Speedy, however, bringing it back with his positive trades. Brings it back to 3 versus 3. HP advantage is there for the terrorist side. Freakazoid caught at an untimely position with a weapon, or rather utility in hand. Chris J catching the rotation from Shazam, and now we see the bomb plant coming in from Mouse Sports. Raising morale. Getting the second round on the board, but Echo Fox is not out of this yet. They should have enough money for something of a buy. I wouldn't say a miraculous buy, I wouldn't say an amazing buy, but something to work with. Looks like there was some kind of a drop for Freakazoid if I saw the money there right previous round, but that's not important. 4 AKs and AWP, 4 M4s and AWP. What's not to like about it? Sean is looking like he's going to get aggressive here at backdoor. He said if that's going to be anything like the previous round, I'm going to be here to support Shazam. Oh boy, Shazam's checking that corner. He might overpeak here. He gets the opening frag on Chris J. High impact already. Speedy is going to take that AWP back, and Dennis is going to fall to the hand of Shazam. Getting away with a double kill, not too terribly bad at this point in time. 3 versus 5 is difficult, but doable. In a typical meta on any map, what you would have in this situation is no more than 3 players on each bomb site. Of course, you can't really afford to do that viably. But what really works against the terrorist position in this map is the fact that there's such a short rotation time between bomb site A and bomb site B. Fortunately, there is only one choke point that they have to hold, and they've got the Molotov to work with should they choose to do it. However, Nico fell in the background. I missed that. And Shazam is going to get away with a 3rd kill. This is looking more and more like it's hunting down terrorists, like that cheesy PS2 game, but Roka's going to get that final frag and bring himself to a double kill while Shazam's going to settle for the triple. Look at him. He's even collected, not even looking at the camera. He's calm, collected, and ready to go into the next round. Boom. You can see, I mean, there's a little bit of frustration on the Mouse Sports side of things. Stakes are high here at the tournament, and I wonder if we're going to start day 2 of Group F with another 1-1 split. I mean, Echo Fox, they haven't quite gotten the majority of rounds in the first half just yet, but I wouldn't rule them out on this. This could have actually been one of the things that they were playing for themselves, but Freakazoid managing to make 2 kills in a row, holding A main. Rix is now going to creep forward towards that. He's going to get 1 stuck, switching to the USP for the second, and will take him down indeed. 8 rounds in a row now for Shazam, Freakazoid, Sean Garres, Roka, and company. I'm thinking what's happening now is since we've seen Echo Fox get to threshold for counter-terrorist side, I mean just, again, a comparison between any maps. They've already taken the first half, won the first half essentially at this stage. And so what we have to consider now is Mouse Sports going to use their tactical timeout for this map? They still have it. Why not use it? But it's going to be Tech 9 armor play coming in from them. Oh my goodness, Sean Garrett with the untimely aggression here. We'll be getting one. Shazam saving the skin of his teammate, but it's going to be Chris J finishing what Speedy starts, getting a double kill as well. Shazam switches to the Deagle, but he's shot in the head from long distance and a body shot to finish him off. This is actually not looking that pretty right now for Echo Fox. This has actually costed them more than it has needed to, but at the same time, Mouz Esports, this is not a light investment coming from them. Chris J now has an AWP to work with. This could actually be their pathway back into round 11. Pre-firing that corner, I mean, dead giveaway to Rix, but the lineup was so real. That is the AWP resalvaged for his teammate. 9 rounds now for Echo Fox. I mean, Mouz Sports had a very viable opportunity to bring it back in that. I don't see why there wasn't any approach from overpass into the bomb site. Bit of a collateral here coming in for Shazam. He gets a target and a half. Hits Chris J in the feet, I think. He gets one more for sure, and that's actually efficient AWP usage, but it's now 3 versus 2 in strong favor of the Mouz Esports side of things. I actually... Strong favor. That's wrong call by far. But we do see Sean Garris taking down Nico, and the remaining 2 terrorists are essentially one shot with USPs at the right distance. Roka is going to take down Chris J. Speedy reveals his position. Calls him between train cars. Looks like there's some kind of a... I'm not sure what this is. Maybe a tactical timeout. Perhaps. We can hear the typing sound in game right now, but Speedy's gonna, he's been known to do this, and he's just done it successfully. Carries his weight, gets the triple kill. Very low HP altogether. Boom. But Shazam there, I mean, that Chris J, he could have been taken down earlier. If it'd just been maybe a pixel or 2 higher, it would have hit him center mass, and through that shot, it should have taken him down, if I read that correctly. If not, it could have been through a body, through a wall, and then onto Chris J's center mass. That would have been survival, I think, for our terrorist-sided Opper. But on this round, Chris J actually, off the back of that victory, cannot afford an AWP, will instead go with a scout. And all kinds of utilities are now being tossed at A main. Speedy actually putting a little bit of friendly fire into his teammate Nex. And this is essentially Mouz Sports showing up at this moment, or at that last round is what it was. Sean Garris waiting, kind of lurking back through smoke, blind firing through it now and hitting Speedy and Nex for a good deal of damage. But Freakazoid's going to finish off Chris J. Gets a nice 4-shot onto him. Shazam getting another 2 in a row. Freakazoid finishing what Shazam starts, and Shazam gets himself the triple. Stay calm and aim is the name of this game coming in from Echo Fox. And what was initially the caster's prediction now looks like it's being flipped on its head. We can already see that, I mean, Chris J here is kind of on tilt. But as it is, boom. The question is, can they just, stay calm, aim, work their way into the second half? I think I would probably be on tilt a little bit here at the very least, but they're also playing for the last round of the first half. By the scene of things, of course, you can see that they've gone a little bit light on their buy right now, and with a default of $1,400, and then it's stacking up gradually for every round after that they lose. It's just they're saving it. It's clearly a shot to the foot with a no-scope at that distance by Shazam, but Nex is going to abuse the complete miss, or rather, not the center mass hit is what I meant to say. Rather, they do get the bomb plant down, so they're going to have enough money to work with going into the last round of the first half. So Mouz Sports trying to do what they can here. I'm not speechless at this moment in time, but what I do want to say is, going into the last round of the first half, it's going to be a little bit of a critical round, certainly to team morale. If they tell themselves, okay, we can take this, and then we can take, the pistol round, we'll be ballin', we'll be great, we'll be amazing. Going into the counter-terror side pistol round, they will have the firepower advantage, but let's not neglect this round by any means. 5 AK-47s on the terrorist side. And this is kind of one of those situations. If you look at Chris J, I mean, he can't afford an AWP, obviously. Or rather, if he did... No, he couldn't. Not with the amount of money that he had left. You can see the max buy with what he's got, it would actually be close to about $1,100 for those utilities plus $650 for the so $1,750 altogether he spent on utilities, but he does get the opening frag regardless of the damage he's taken. Immediately refragged, however, 2 for 2 in the exchange now, as they've kind of been figured out, the terrorist side has been, but it's 2 versus 3 now in their favor, so they can probably work with this round. I was just doing a little bit of math there, but it's kind of irrelevant now that Chris J is removed from the picture. Roka and Sean Garres are now playing back for the retake. Sean Garres will spot 1, brings it back to 2 versus 2. He's revealed his location. I'm a bit surprised that there was no push coming out from Speedy, but nonetheless, Mouse Sports do get away with that last round of the first half. We're going to take things into a short break before we take it into the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you go away. Alright guys, we are now back with the second half. As you can see, Echo Fox has an astounding lead in some regards, but Mouse Sports and their coordination on Cobblestone was actually more or less I'd say a similar finish to map number 1. They could potentially come back from this now that they are on the counter-terrorist side, but it really depends on, I'd say a lot here depends on this bomb plant. We can already see the terrorists are rushing up front, trying to get that positioning advantage, but Chris J and Speedy are doing their work. Freakazoid manages to land 1 refrag. It's already 3 for 2 in the exchange. Bombs planted, but it's 6 HP on 1 T by the name of Shazam, and that's it. And although they do not win the round, they do actually manage to get the bomb plant, which is in and of itself pretty big, because after what is going to be the second round of the second half, we could see them potentially go for a full weapons purchase. We're talking about AK-47s, everything else of that nature, and this is something that the Mouse Sports side of things should be perfectly aware of. But the question is, what will we be seeing Echo Fox doing with this round? It looks like they haven't made any major purchases. They've gone with just upgraded pistols. Rick's kind of the odd man out here. It looks like he could potentially be going with a Galil into what would be round 18 if he chose it. Dennis getting a little bit aggressive here up front. Friendly fire onto Shazam, it looked like, but I mean, Dennis gets the finishing blow there, does a little bit of pre-fire to back off, and gets away with $600 in his pocket. Only 2 HP remains on that fella, unfortunately. Shazam was not close quarters enough to actually take him down with that shot, and there's only 1 clip left on Sean Garres now with weapon in hand. Positioning-wise on the minimap, we can see that this is pretty stacked towards bomb site A coming in from the Mouse Sports side of things, but rightly so, as we do have the execute coming in now from Echo Fox. You see Rick's managed to get 1, but it's for the most part turning into a slaughter in favor of the CTs. We do see a bit of weight being carried by Roka there, but it's nothing amazing at this point in time. So third round, no bomb plant to their name on the second round. The question is now, will we see Echo Fox going with full weapons buy or not? They didn't make an armor and upgraded pistols purchase on the last round. It looks like they're at least all going to have enough money for a single flashbang and an AK-47 apiece. So now here we are. Pretty big stack towards back door. We're going to have about 3 players over there. Nico, he does have the AWP, but it's not going to serve much purpose here. So if we actually see the execute come in for Echo Fox, this could potentially work wonders in their favor. It really depends on how the crossfire is set up on the entrance by Mouse Esports. Sorry, Mouse Sports. As you can tell, I'm probably not their biggest fan. I focus on mostly Asian Counter-Strike, but here we go. Pop in. It's going to be next getting the opening frag. A refrag by Freakazoid. Going to be seeing Sean Garris taking down Chris J. Dennis is back there for Sean Garris. And there's one man standing by the name of Speedy. Trades have gone in favor of the CTs. I wouldn't say immensely, but quite favorably. Rick's going to have the responsibility of pulling off a 1 versus 3. Not something he's really known for, but he's now gotten 1 to his name. He's going to rapidly rotate, grab the bomb, and then do what with it? He's got 40 seconds to work with, so a little bit in the way of time. I like that spot, by the way. It looked like maybe it could have been hidden from radar if it was the CTs who were doing the spotting for it, but bit of a there's no manpower split here. That's the interesting thing for the CTs, and they do spot him in some regards, but now he's on top of train. He's going to make the plant happen. He's going to get away with a little bit more money for the Echo Fox side of things. So even if Rix isn't able to hold this, he's able to put a little bit more cash in his teammates' pockets. Very chaotic location to be holding from if you're Rix right now. He does drop down. That's at least heard, but it's on top of the train. So he's got a chance at this. It's not that amazing. I'm pretty sure Nico heard him drop down, and that's interesting. Rix actually gets away with this, maybe? Gonna tap that bomb. There's a smoke on it. Fires through immediately. But check out that defuse. You can see there's a little bit of shock there on Rick's face, right? As he turns towards his teammates and he says, what was I supposed to do there? And I mean, like, the thing is, he didn't really rotate from that location. Once he killed Nico, Nico was able to reveal his location and not just, you know. It's one of those things. It really is, I guess you'd say, what's damnable about that situation if you're Rix. I think it was a miracle that he got 1 frag, personally. I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have gotten it, but I mean, it was a very, very cautious retake coming in from Mouz Sports, and although there was a trade involved, they did manage to get it. So back to the game at hand. It's now 11-7. And Echo Fox, they have the lead. Just have to make very good use of it. Mouz Sports now on CT side. Nico gets Shazam. It's his head. And it's a bit of a quasi-buy coming in from Echo Fox. Instead of capitalizing on, say, saving their money and waiting for the next round to go by, what they're actually doing is they're exploiting that extra $800 they got to purchase some utilities. You can see a Molotov, a couple of Molotovs, 3 Molotovs here actually being tossed out now, and everything is coming in from the Echo Fox side of things. Roka's just going straight forward, unable to find anything with that deagle. He's going to be taken down by Nico, becoming the second casualty of that Opera, next holding his ground. And that's another bomb plant coming in from the Echo Fox side of things. I mean, that essentially kind of negates the money they lost on utilities, but now we've got a 2 versus 4 for the terrorist side. And, you know, Mouz Sports is taking this again cautiously. Slow and steady wins the race, but last man standing is going to be Rix. He's got Kevlar to battle the armor punch, or rather aim punch. But we have to be real here. We don't think he's going to win this. So not losing any damage is actually pretty good to him, because now he can actually make a purchase with for a helmet for $350, and that's it. So that's 2 rounds in a row lost, at the very least, coming in from the Echo Fox side of things. They were not able to get the pistol round. They were not able to get their first rifle round, so that brings it to 4 rounds in a row. Full buy comes out as a result for AK-47s and an AWP from Echo Fox. Now or never is the name of this game coming in. And Mouz Sports have 2 AWPs to their name. Chris J makes the opening frag with combined firepower with Freakazoid. Backdoor, looks like there's a little bit of action going on. Sean Garris, if he creeps through smoke here, I think he could find Dennis. We're about to find out. He's actually stuck here, but Dennis catches the AK barrel popping out. He didn't know right in front of his crosshair was going to be Dennis, but Dennis is refragged, and Chris is there for the return as well as the double kill onto Shazam. I imagine this is a tactical timeout coming in from Echo Fox right now, having given 5 rounds in a row to the enemy team. Mouz Sports cannot afford to get nervous here, but check that out. Boom. Like, I would be salty in that position. I wouldn't be happy. But you can see it now with, you know, it looks like a little bit of confidence on Chris J's face, more than just a little bit, really. But taking 6 rounds in a row, Mouse Sports in a magnificent position, and that is, again, I think a tactical timeout called by Echo Fox. So we'll be back after a short break, guys. Don't you go away by any means. We'll miss you. All right, guys, we are back after a pretty prompt tactical timeout coming in from Echo Fox. Hopefully they've had some time to, figuratively speaking, put together a plan in their heads. I'm not sure what they've been focusing on to this point in time. I mean, obviously they've been rotating around objective and trading. And on these rounds, they're at max loss bonus right now. So they've got to take not one round in a row against Mouse Sports, but most likely two. As some of these have been expensive victories coming in from the CT side. There it is, Chris J getting the opening frag, backpedaling. I mean, kind of a big disappointment here for Echo Fox, I'm sure, to start things off. But the double AWP setup, that's what it allows for. I mean, you make a frag, you back up. If you're Nico, you make a frag and you back up to your secondary position, and that's just, it's hard to really combat something like that. But Echo Fox is trying to make the best of their situation. They've been given lemons, and now they have to make lemonade with it. Freakazoid gets onto the site very rapidly. He actually didn't see the positioning there coming in from Dennis. He gets taken down very quickly from the top of Ticket Box, and now it's 2 versus 5. It'll be extremely difficult to do, but if Shazam can win this, I think his team will be very happy. High impact player. Doesn't want to overpeak, but Nico takes him down after he's trying to catch him on the rotate. 4 men still alive from the Mouse Sports side of things, and that is not Echo Fox in a very happy position, I'm sure. I mean, like, you can see it all over again. The tag teaming there from Dennis and Nex. Dennis has Nex's corner, or not corner, but rather is back watched more or less. And then it's what happened essentially. Immediately put them 2 steps above the enemy team, which was kind of big after Chris J got the opening frag. But here we go. Going to be a rapid approach coming in from the terrorist side. Freakazoid just now tossed his other flashbang. That is the critical play that allows Shazam to get the opening frag on behalf of his team, but Nico gets a double kill with a pistol. Roka looking for the the double to his name, but he can't get it. Nico shuts him down, and now it's just, well, I mean, the bomb plant didn't happen, and now if you are on the terrorist side, you're just not happy, to say the very least. It's now 11-11, and Echo Fox is all out of tactical timeouts. You can see now it's going to be 4 AKs and an AWP going up against what is perhaps one of the world's most unstoppable double AWP setups in the world from, again, Mouse Sports. As Thorin said, these guys are the gateway to Tier 1. If you can't beat them on this map or that map, then maybe you shouldn't be in the Tier 1 section, but I'm not going to hold that kind of gear to Echo Fox. Who knows? This might be the round where they turn things in the other direction, but Chris J's there with the double kill, the triple kill. He's looking for the quad. Instead, it's going to be Nex getting the denial of that, while Dennis gets the cleanup on a Sean Garris. You can see Chris J, kind of a cheeky smile there. That was just, I don't know what to say what just happened there from Winter Fox. It seemed like in some ways, you know, it felt like, figuratively speaking, they had given up in some ways. Chris J catches Shazam jumping beyond the smoke. There it is, the triple. Boom. Now it's just going to be 5 AKs coming in from Echo Fox. I mean, those last 2 rounds in a row were major bank builders for Mouse Esports and their economy. Now I feel like it's going to take more than 2 rounds to actually get them fully economically decent. Chris J again with the opening frag. It's going to be Dennis and Nex with the follow-ups. And Roka and Sean Garris, they do take 1 down, but there's just no stopping them. It's almost like Echo Fox is throwing strategy out the window now and just trying to do, you know, 5-man rushes to this location or that location, and it's just not panning out. You can see Freakazoid quite demoted with his facial expression right now. I mean, they're only behind by 2 rounds. You can see Shazam just kind of seems to have this, you know, same old mechanical expression on his face. He says to the last man, essentially, and now it's looking like they're actually going to give it an attempt at bomb site B. And that's a bit of an overextension coming in there from Nico. He doesn't get fragged for it, doesn't get a frag for it, but it's going to be difficult for him to get back onto that location. Might be selling a fake to bomb site B. They're also kind of poking around at ladder room, not settling on actually going for one direction or another just yet. So with that being said, Echo Fox might be in a decent setup very shortly. No damage dealt by that shot once again from Nico. He's looking for another, but again, 3rd miss in a row. Very few people can live to say that they've had 3 shots missing at them, but that might be the opening as Freakazoid takes him down, gets traded now by Speedy, one of those players who can carry his weight. The bomb is going to be planted, but immediately it's turned into a 3-for-1 in favor of the CTs. There is an AWP now on Sean Garris. That might be their pathway back into this game. Blind he is, unscoped he was. Chris J takes him down. They at least get the bomb plant and a couple of frags to go with it, but this is clearly not a win. You can see that Rix is not too terribly happy there, but this is a round that Echo Fox has to make count. Mouse Sports again, and that you can see the pressure's on for Rix. He could feel it. His head was in his hands. And Shazam, it feels like he's in never give up mode. But I feel like there's something wrong here strategy-wise for Echo Fox. They're missing something. I mean, they've lost so many rounds in a row now to Mouse Sports. We're talking about Mouse Sports winning literally now 10 rounds in a row, going into the second half with only 4 to their name. Nico forced into, again, another uncomfortable position by a Molotov. Gets lit up a little bit more. Toss in a smoke, and that'll be Speedy forcing his way in, and Nico finishing the deal onto Shazam and Freakazoid together. Switches to the 5-7, nearly gets himself a triple, but is taken back down by Rix. It's like this guy isn't afraid of the consequences. Given that his team already has that economic lead, I think that's why he's been playing so daringly on this, why he can afford to actually, again, push up in these situations without any thoughts towards the consequences. Chris J gets himself 1 frag, and that is going to be Sean Garris. You can see now the prowess that we have coming from the Mouz Esports side of things, who are now at match point. They haven't dropped even a single round on the counter-terrorist side. Everything from the pistol round and beyond, they've simply washed up and hung on the walls of victory. You can see the money on these guys as well. And this is now Echo Fox's last stand, YOLO swag mode going into this round. Speedy rather has an auto sniper on him. He's shut down immediately upon entry by Freakazoid. It's not just this round that Echo Fox has to make theirs. They have to make the following 2 rounds. Following 3 rounds theirs. Got 2 refrags coming in by the counter-terrorist side as we have a somewhat overzealous Freakazoid backed by the train, left side train rather. Rix gets himself a triple, and that might actually seal the deal on this round. Is this the morale booster? The quad kill to Rix. Amazing work. No, the ace? Am I seeing this right? No, the quad. It's just that the open fragger, he actually didn't live beyond that very long. But there's still enough for at least 1 more full buy coming in from the counter-terrorist side. So this is Echo Fox doing it once. Can they do it twice is a very good question to ask. North American heroes on Echo Fox. This could potentially be their last round. They can't afford even a single loss at this point. I'm pretty sure that the others would say very much so the same. Speedy hiding on the right flank. Nico gets one. He's immediately refragged by Shazam, however, since he was not able to take him down on this round. 4 versus 3 now. Mouse Sports not looking like they're able to do it, but Freakazoid catches Chris J. No shot, not even a no scope coming in from Chris J at that point. Dennis finds Freakazoid in response. Now it's 3 versus 2, and Mouse Sports, the pressure is on as they want to take this into their own hands, this map. That is to say, Rick's put in an uncomfortable position. Will have to spin back around. They can hear the defuse coming in. They're going to throw in that Molotov. It felt like a fake, but that's going to be Shazam and Rick's finishing the job. I don't think there's enough money for full buys on Mouse Sports, but they did have a couple of players that were above the 10,000 mark about 2 rounds ago. Like, look at this. If they lose this round, this is where the money goes away. And Echo Fox may be slated to take this into overtime, potentially. And for those of you who don't know, overtime means both sides get $10,000, and it's a best of 6, meaning that the team that wants to win overtime has to take 4 rounds. Op shots traded. Rix takes about 58 damage there, but Shazam misses the shot there. Nico actually opens things up for his team. Takes a little bit of damage there in response, but not enough to actually warrant him playing a bit more conservatively. Or massively conservatively, or much more conservatively, whatever you want to call it in between. But this gives Mouse Sports the man advantage going into this. They say, okay, we can't afford to lose this one. Speedy watches Rix turn that corner. It's now 5 versus 3. Roka's there for the trade. Nico's back for the trade as he takes down Sean Garez. It's going to be Nico getting another to his name, and Plant goes down nonetheless. Roka has to make his last stand. It's 3 versus 1. There's so limited utilities here for himself, and he's taken down, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be round 16 on the board for Mouse Sports. No overtime for Echo Fox. Good game called out by both sides. We'll be back with our next match after about a 30-minute break. Don't you guys go away.